the differences you have between Umbilicus and Heaven's Gate. And my biggest interest with those two is even those bands are a lot different. So I feel like you're really pulling from three different musical groups there. What inspires you to even do three groups that heavily, that are so different, and where are you going to progress with those other bands?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I know I've been, thank you. I've been just a fan of rock and roll. I bring up Greta Van Fleet. I've been a fan of rock and roll most of my life, and that's where Umbilicus came into play. I wanted to express myself in that way, in the rock and roll sense, which obviously I don't really have I can't do in Cannibal Corpse.
Outlet, yeah.
Exactly, that outlet.
Yep.
So it's fun. I love it. It really is truly in my heart and my passion to want to play that kind of music, probably more so than anything. And so it's good to do it. We're still doing it. We obviously made a record, Path of a Thousand Suns, Umbilicus. We released it, I guess, about a year ago. We haven't done much. We've done a couple of shows in Florida, but we're working on doing more and working on some new material. And we're just going to take that as long as we can go and see what happens. I mean, of course, yeah, you hate to call them side projects, but they really are.
Right.
Cannibal is
I
know, but Cannibal being my main gig, things have to work around that, and Umbilicus or anybody for that matter has a side band in any of their main bands, like Taylor Nordberg's the guitar player in Umbilicus, and he's the deal side. So we're having to work around our schedules, but we're having fun doing it, and I mean, if at all, at least we put a record out and we can have our mark on the world forever, but we want to do more. We want to do more. So we're just going to take it in stride. We're working on some new material. Hopefully we get play some more shows coming up. Same thing with Heaven's Gate. I mean, that kind of was crazy how that came about because
really cool.
I know.
You mentioned it with Tony and everything, and I thought that was so neat.
Right. And Umbilicus was already happening, and I get a call from Tony a couple of years ago going, hey, I want to start a project. He lives back in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's where he was originally from, Florida, and then being in Richmond, Virginia for years with Municipal, he moved back to Florida, and he wanted to start another project, and he gives me a call, and I'm like, why not, I
wouldn't say no to that. It's a killer sound.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I really like it.
I felt the same way. I felt like, I'm not getting any younger. The cliches, you only live once.
True, though.
Why not do something of that nature as well? Because it reminds me a lot of early Cannibal.
Yeah, I really like it.
The basics. Right, exactly. Yep. So, and we're a great group of guys, and we're having fun doing that as well. And we obviously same thing with the Umbilicus. We got to work around schedules and all this. But we've been doing quite a bit. We played a bunch of shows in Florida. We made the EP. We're working on some new material as well. Hopefully record again. Got some shows happening. Played a little mini 3-show tour in Texas in July. So that was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was very fun to play out of the state. So both projects are amazing and a lot of fun, and I'm glad I'm a part of them. And we'll just take them as it comes and take it as it goes and see what happens with both of those. But either way, we're having a great time doing it.
That's awesome. And obviously fans have to dig a little bit deeper to find those acts compared to Cannibal Corpse. So where should they look to find you and find those other projects? Where's a good place to start?
Both of them are on Bandcamp, so I'm not sure the exact. I think it's Umbilicus Band. What is it? umbilicusband.bandcamp.com or whatever it is. But if you
search into it that point.
Yes, if you put in Umbilicus Band, I think you find it. Path of a Thousand Suns. You probably. I know both bands are on all digital platforms as well, like Spotify and Amazon Music and Apple Music. But Heaven's Gate, the same thing. The tricky thing with Heaven's Gate is there was an old band from Germany
that were
out in the 90s or something, and they were fairly popular. So if you punch in Heaven's Gate, that may come up.
It does come up.
Yes,
it does.
So look for Heaven's Gate. I think it was a self-titled EP, but yeah, if you put in maybe my name or Tony's name, that you'd be able to find us pretty easily, I think. But go check it out.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I loved how different they all were, and then you throw in Cannibal too, and it's a really cool mismatch, and I think it probably gives you more motivation as well to have such different styles. I could be wrong, but I thought that might be a driving force there going.
It really is.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
when you you can get into the monotony of playing like the same stuff over and over. And I love playing in Cannibal, of course, is what my dream was and what I do. But now that I've incorporated these other two bands, it really does break up the whole monotony of everything. And you're inspired in different ways than when it makes you even appreciate, I think, what we do in Cannibal, what I do in Cannibal even more so. So I'm having a great time with all three, of course, and I'm glad I'm doing it. Yes, it's helping me in many different ways, for sure.